Good evening, and welcome to Cozy Sleep Time. Before we begin tonight's story, take a quiet moment to settle in and get comfortable. Find a position where your body can fully relax, whether you're lying in bed, resting on a couch, or simply unwinding after a long day. Allow your shoulders to soften. Let your breathing slow down just a little. There's nowhere else you need to be, and nothing else you need to do. Here on Cozy Sleep Time, we explore calm and gentle topics, stories designed to help the mind slow down and drift peacefully toward rest. Each story moves slowly, gently, allowing your thoughts to wander and your body to relax more and more. Tonight's topic is the power of quiet. As the story unfolds, you can simply listen, or you can allow your mind to drift. There is no need to stay focused. If your thoughts wander, that is perfectly natural. So take one more slow breath, get comfortable, and let the quiet story begin. The noisy brain. The human brain never truly rests. Even during sleep, it remains active, processing experiences and maintaining vital functions. But there is a fundamental difference between the brain's necessary nighttime activity and the constant noise of modern life. Understanding why the brain needs quiet reveals important insights about health and well-being. The modern brain faces a constant barrage of auditory input. Traffic hums, electronics buzz, conversations flow, and notifications ping. Each sound demands attention, triggers responses, and uses energy. This phenomenon can be called the noisy brain, a state that has become normalized but represents a departure from the environment in which human cognition evolved. When a person attempts to rest, external noise is often not the primary challenge. Internal noise, the constant stream of thoughts, worries, and plans, can be more exhausting. This mental chatter prevents the deep rest that humans need. The brain evolved to process sounds as potential threats. Even non-frightening sounds trigger the brain's detection systems. This explains why sudden noises cause reactions and why unfamiliar sounds capture attention. This constant processing consumes significant energy. The brain represents about 2% of body weight, but consumes about 20% of the body's energy. Much of this goes toward processing sensory input. When sound decreases, energy redirects toward rest and recovery. In quiet conditions, the brain's default mode network activates. This network becomes active when attention is not directed toward external tasks. It is associated with creativity and self-referential thinking. Some researchers call this the brain's natural resting state. This resting state cannot activate properly with constant noise. The brain remains in alert mode, scanning for threats, processing input, and remaining ready to respond. True rest requires releasing this vigilance. The brain produces different electrical activity depending on mental state. Beta waves predominate during alertness. Alpha waves emerge during relaxation. Theta waves characterize deep meditation or sleep. Each stage represents deeper rest. Noise keeps the brain in faster states, preventing deep rest. Research has documented the effects of chronic noise exposure. People in noisy environments have higher stress hormones, worse sleep, and poorer cognitive performance. The brain pays a significant price for constant noise. Even sounds people do not consciously notice affect brain activity. The brain continues processing ambient noise even during sleep. In true silence, this processing slows to its lowest levels, allowing deeper rest. The noisy brain is closely related to the anxious brain. Constant sensory input keeps the brain's fear center active. This creates a baseline level of anxiety that drains energy and affects mood. When people finally encounter silence, the brain needs time to adjust. It has been in alert mode so long that it forgets how to relax. Meditation practice trains the brain to find rest. The first moments of silence can feel uncomfortable. The brain, accustomed to input, may generate its own noise. With practice, this internal noise can gradually quiet. True silence is not the absence of thought, but the absence of engagement with thought. Thoughts may arise, but are not followed or invested with attention. They arise and pass like movement in a quiet room. This deeper silence is what the brain needs to rest optimally. It is the brain's natural state, its most peaceful functioning mode. The noise that seems so compelling is often optional, a choice that can be released. The auditory system, one of the most complex sensory systems, never takes a complete break. Sound waves enter the ear and trigger a cascade that reaches the brain. Even during sleep, this system remains partially active, ready to alert the brain to important sounds. This sensitivity made sense when sounds of predators could be life-threatening. In modern environments, it becomes a liability. The cochlea contains tiny hair cells that convert sound vibrations into electrical signals. These cells are fragile and can be damaged by excessive noise. Unlike many other cells, they do not regenerate. Noise-induced hearing damage is permanent, making protection important. Sound intensity is measured in decibels. Each increase of 10 decibels represents a 10-fold increase in intensity. Normal conversation occurs at about 60 decibels. Many urban environments regularly exceed 85 decibels, the threshold where hearing protection is recommended. The brain processes different frequencies using different regions. Low-frequency sounds like distant traffic are processed in one area. High-frequency sounds like bird calls are processed elsewhere. This organization means the brain must maintain multiple regions in readiness. The thalamus acts as a relay station for sensory information. It filters and prioritizes incoming signals, determining what warrants conscious attention. In a noisy environment, the thalamus works overtime, constantly making decisions about what is important. The auditory cortex interprets sound. It identifies what sounds mean, distinguishes between voices, and helps locate where sounds come from. This complex processing requires significant neural resources. Attention and hearing are closely linked. The brain cannot process everything simultaneously, so it must select what to focus on. In a noisy setting, this selection process is constantly working, making decisions about what to attend to and what to ignore. This continuous selection is mentally exhausting. Modern technology has introduced sounds that never existed in the evolutionary past. Electronic tones of notifications, the whir of cooling fans, the hum of refrigerators. These sounds are constant yet meaningless. Yet the brain responds to them as if significant, a mismatch that creates chronic low-level stress. Children are particularly vulnerable to the effects of noise. Their developing brains are more sensitive to environmental inputs. Their ability to filter irrelevant sounds is less developed. This makes noisy environments particularly harmful for children. The good news is that the brain can adapt to quieter conditions. Just as constant noise creates a baseline of alertness, regular periods of silence can create a new baseline of calm. This adaptation takes time, but is possible at any age. Tonight presents an opportunity to give the brain a break from noise. The sounds that remain will be gentler, the attention demanded less urgent. This break allows the noisy brain to settle, to rest, to find its natural state of peace. The cost of constant noise. The human nervous system evolved to respond to threats, a system essential for survival. However, the modern environment triggers this system constantly, keeping many people in a state of chronic alertness. Understanding these costs reveals why quiet is so important. The fight or flight response is the body's reaction to perceived threats. When triggered, heart rate increases, blood pressure rises, muscles tense, and digestion halts. This response prepares the body to fight or flee. In the ancestral environment, this response activated infrequently and always in response to genuine dangers. After the threat passed, the body returned to rest. Modern life triggers this response constantly. A ringing phone, an email notification, a traffic jam. These situations activate the same physiological response as physical danger. The body cannot distinguish between a predator and a missed deadline at a neurochemical level. Cortisol, the primary stress hormone, is meant to rise and fall throughout the day. Chronic stress disrupts this rhythm, keeping cortisol elevated continuously. Elevated cortisol damages the hippocampus, essential for memory and learning. It also suppresses the immune system and interferes with sleep. The immune system suffers particularly from chronic stress. Elevated cortisol reduces immune cell production, making the body more susceptible to infections. Chronic stress also increases inflammation, implicated in heart disease, diabetes, and autoimmune conditions. Cardiovascular health is compromised by constant alertness. Elevated heart rate and blood pressure, maintained over time, contribute to hypertension and increase heart attack risk. The brain itself suffers from constant alertness. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for complex thinking and decision-making, functions poorly under chronic stress. This explains why stressed people make poor decisions and struggle with concentration. Memory and learning are particularly affected. The hippocampus, damaged by elevated cortisol, is essential for forming and retrieving memories. Chronic stress impairs both functions. Mood is affected by constant alertness. The brain's fear center becomes larger and more reactive under chronic stress, creating a tendency toward anxiety. Chronic stress is strongly associated with depression. Sleep is disrupted by the stress response. It is difficult to fall asleep when the body is in an alert state. Even when sleep occurs, elevated cortisol prevents the deep, restorative sleep the brain needs. The muscles of the body remain tense during chronic stress. This tension causes headaches, neck pain, back pain, and other musculoskeletal problems. Many people carry chronic tension without realizing it. Productivity decreases under chronic stress. Exhausted, anxious, and impaired in cognitive function, stressed people accomplish less than relaxed counterparts. Recovery requires intentional effort. The relaxation response is triggered by meditation, deep breathing, time in nature, and adequate quiet. The cost of constant alertness is paid in diminished health, impaired cognition, and reduced well-being. Recognizing this cost is the first step toward change. The musculoskeletal system bears a significant burden from chronic alertness. When the body remains in a state of readiness, muscles stay partially contracted. This constant low-level muscle tension uses energy and creates discomfort. Over time, this leads to chronic pain conditions. The respiratory system is affected by chronic stress. Breathing becomes shallow and rapid when the body is alert. This pattern reduces oxygen intake and increases anxiety. This shallow breathing becomes a habit even when no threat is present. Blood sugar regulation is disrupted by chronic stress. Stress hormones raise blood sugar levels while insulin becomes less effective. This disruption can lead to insulin resistance, a precursor to type 2 diabetes. The aging process is accelerated by constant alertness. Telomeres, the protective caps on chromosomes, shorten more rapidly under chronic stress. Shorter telomeres are associated with earlier aging and increased disease risk. Creativity suffers under chronic stress. The brain's default mode network, essential for creative thinking, is suppressed by the stress response. This explains why stressed people often have difficulty thinking of novel solutions. Focus and attention are paradoxically harmed by alertness. While the stress response prepares the body for action, it impairs the focused attention needed for complex tasks. The brain becomes hypervigilant, jumping between stimuli rather than sustaining attention. Emotional intelligence decreases under chronic stress. The ability to read social cues, respond empathetically, and regulate emotions all decline. This decline affects personal and professional relationships. Decision-making becomes impaired under chronic stress. The prefrontal cortex, responsible for weighing options, functions poorly when stress hormones are elevated. This leads to impulsive decisions and poor judgment. The immune system is significantly compromised by constant alertness. Not only are immediate responses weaker, but the immune system also becomes dysregulated, potentially attacking the body's own tissues. This explains why chronic stress is associated with autoimmune conditions. Gut health is profoundly affected by chronic stress. The gut microbiome changes under stress, with beneficial bacteria decreasing. This dysbiosis affects not only digestion but also mental health, since the gut and brain communicate extensively. The sense of time is distorted under chronic stress. Time seems to pass more quickly, with days disappearing in a blur. This makes it difficult to engage fully with the present moment. Recovery requires breaking the cycle of constant alertness. This break involves both reducing stressors and actively practicing relaxation. Neither alone is sufficient, both are necessary. What the quiet brain does. The notion that the brain is idle during rest is profoundly mistaken. When stimulation decreases and the brain is allowed to rest, it engages in essential maintenance activities. Understanding what the quiet brain does reveals why rest is not passive but essential. Memory consolidation occurs primarily during rest. The hippocampus replays recent experiences during rest periods, transferring information to the neocortex for long-term storage. Without adequate rest, this consolidation is impaired. The glymphatic system is the brain's waste clearance system. It operates primarily during sleep and rest, removing metabolic byproducts that accumulate during neural activity. These include toxic proteins associated with neurodegenerative diseases. Emotional processing occurs during rest. The brain uses rest periods to integrate emotional experiences and store emotional memories appropriately. Without adequate rest, emotional experiences may not be processed properly. The brain continues learning during rest. Research shows that rest periods improve the retention of motor skills and other learned abilities. This consolidation explains why distributed study with rest periods is more effective than cramming. Creativity is enhanced by rest. Many insights occur during rest, in the shower, while walking, upon waking. This reflects the brain's different mode of operation during rest. The default mode network, active during rest, makes associations that active thinking might miss. Problem solving continues during rest. When faced with a difficult problem, taking a break often leads to solutions that did not emerge during active effort. The brain continues working on problems unconsciously. The brain uses rest periods for maintenance. Neural connections that are frequently used strengthen while rarely used ones prune. This optimization keeps the brain efficient. The silent brain at work is engaged in essential activities that waking consciousness cannot perform. Memory consolidation, waste clearance, emotional processing, and neural maintenance all require rest. The neurochemical landscape shifts dramatically during rest. Neurotransmitter levels change, with some increasing and others decreasing. This shift creates the conditions for different types of processing than occur during active work. Synaptic homeostasis, the balance between strengthening and weakening of neural connections, occurs primarily during rest. The brain assesses which connections are important and should be strengthened, which are unimportant and should be weakened. The brain's waste removal system operates through channels that run alongside blood vessels. These channels allow cerebrospinal fluid to flow through brain tissue, collecting waste products. This flow increases dramatically during rest. Memory reconsolidation occurs during rest. Memories are not fixed but can be modified each time they are retrieved. The brain can reactivate and modify memories, potentially integrating new information or changing emotional associations. The brain's threat detection system quietens during rest, but does not completely shut down. This partial quieting allows the brain to rest while remaining somewhat vigilant. This balance makes evolutionary sense. Complete shutdown would leave the organism vulnerable. Brain temperature decreases during rest, particularly during sleep. This temperature reduction reduces metabolic demands and may protect neurons from damage. The brain generates less heat during rest because it is less active. The cerebrospinal fluid that surrounds the brain circulates differently during rest. This circulation, important for delivering nutrients and removing waste, increases during rest. The brain essentially cleans itself during rest. The brain's electrical patterns change in predictable ways during rest. From alpha waves of relaxed wakefulness to theta waves of deeper rest to delta waves of deep sleep, these patterns reflect different types of brain activity. Each pattern serves different functions. Consolidation of procedural memories, the type that underlies skills and habits, occurs during rest. The brain practices patterns learned during the day, strengthening the neural circuits that underlie these patterns. Emotional memories are processed during rest in ways that reduce their emotional charge. The brain weakens the emotional associations of memories during rest, allowing experiences to be stored in less distressing forms. Finding quiet in a noisy world. The modern soundscape presents a challenge. Noise is nearly constant and silence is difficult to find. Yet finding periods of quiet is essential for brain health. Understanding how to create pockets of silence is a valuable skill. The first step is recognizing that silence is a choice. While complete silence may be impossible, significant reduction in noise exposure is achievable. The answer involves both environmental modification and internal practices. Sound masking is one approach. White noise machines, nature sound apps, or fans can mask other sounds, making them less noticeable. By providing constant, predictable sound, these devices reduce the brain's need to respond to varying noises. Noise-canceling headphones represent a technological solution. By actively canceling incoming sound waves, they can dramatically reduce noise exposure. They are particularly effective for consistent noise like traffic. Creating a quiet space in one's home is another option. Sound-absorbing materials like curtains, rugs, and furniture reduce echo and noise levels. Even small changes make a noticeable difference. Time can be managed to avoid noisy periods. Early mornings and late evenings often offer quieter conditions. This approach works well for meditation or reading. Nature provides naturally quieter environments. Forests, beaches, and parks typically have lower noise levels than urban areas. Even brief periods in nature have significant restorative effects. Meditation trains the brain to find internal quiet regardless of external conditions. Through meditation, people learn to let go of engagement with thoughts, reducing internal noise. Deep breathing activates the parasympathetic nervous system. Simple breathing exercises, done for just a few minutes, can reduce stress and create a sense of peace. Technology management is essential. The constant notifications that modern devices produce keep the brain in alert mode. Turning off non-essential notifications and creating device-free periods create the quiet the brain needs. Finding peace does not require eliminating all noise. Even partial reduction has benefits. The goal is adequate quiet, enough to allow the brain to rest. The bedroom deserves special attention when creating quiet spaces. This room, where sleep occurs, should be optimized for silence. Heavy curtains block outside noise, carpeting absorbs sound, and removing unnecessary electronics reduces ambient noise. Even small investments in bedroom quiet improve sleep quality. Transportation presents both challenges and opportunities. Cars, trains, and planes are typically noisy, but they also offer time that can be used for intentional quiet practices. Wearing noise-canceling headphones during commute time creates an opportunity for peace. Work environments are often noisy, but strategies exist for managing this. If possible, working in quieter areas helps. When quiet is not possible, noise-canceling headphones or white noise can help. Scheduling breaks in quiet spaces during the workday provides necessary rest. The practice of walking in quiet, whether in nature or simply away from traffic, offers multiple benefits. Walking is inherently relaxing, and walking in quiet areas doubles this benefit. The combination of physical movement and mental rest is particularly restorative. Music can serve as a tool for creating peace. While not silence, music can be chosen to promote relaxation. Instrumental music, ambient sounds, and nature recordings can create a more pleasant sonic environment. The key is choosing music that promotes rather than stimulates. Reading provides a quiet activity that can be done in various environments. Unlike screen-based activities, reading typically requires enough light but not the stimulation of digital content. This focused yet quiet activity supports the restful state. The practice of single-tasking supports quiet. Multitasking creates multiple streams of mental noise. Doing one thing at a time reduces this noise and creates the conditions for peace. This simplicity supports mental quiet. Nature visits can be planned strategically. Knowing which natural areas are quietest makes planning easier. Early morning visits to popular natural areas offer both natural quiet and solitude. The concept of noise reduction extends beyond sound to include visual and digital noise. A cluttered visual environment creates mental noise just as auditory clutter does. Similarly, the digital clutter of constant notifications creates mental noise. The healing power of quiet. Quiet is not merely the absence of noise, but a presence that promotes healing. Research from multiple fields demonstrates that quiet environments and periods of silence support physical and mental health in ways that no other intervention can replicate. The stress-reducing effects of quiet are well documented. Studies show that spending time in quiet environments lowers cortisol levels, reduces heart rate, and decreases blood pressure. These changes reflect the activation of the parasympathetic nervous system, the body's rest and digest mode. The immune system is strengthened by quiet. Research demonstrates that adequate rest supports immune function, including the production of natural killer cells that fight viruses. This relationship explains why people often get sick after periods of intense stress without adequate rest. Healing is supported by quiet. Hospital patients in quieter rooms tend to recover faster. The body heals more efficiently when not under the strain of constant noise processing. The brain heals in silence. The glymphatic system, active primarily during rest, clears metabolic waste products. This clearance is essential for preventing neurodegenerative diseases and maintaining optimal brain function. Mental health improves with adequate quiet. Anxiety decreases in quiet environments, and symptoms of depression often improve with rest. The quiet brain can process emotional experiences more effectively. Creativity is enhanced by quiet. The default mode network, active during rest, produces creative insights that focused attention cannot achieve. Many creative breakthroughs occur during periods of silence. Focus and concentration improve with quiet. After periods of rest, the brain can concentrate more effectively. The attention systems, depleted by constant stimulation, recover in silence. Sleep quality improves with quiet. The brain processes less noise during the night, allowing for deeper, more restorative sleep. Creating quiet sleeping environments improves sleep quality. The healing power of quiet is available to everyone. It requires only the decision to create space for it. The endocrine system responds to quiet in ways that promote healing. When the stress response is not activated, hormone levels normalize. The adrenal glands, which produce cortisol, get a chance to recover. This recovery is essential for long-term health. Growth hormone, important for cellular repair and regeneration, is released primarily during deep rest. This hormone reaches its highest levels during sleep and stillness. It helps repair damaged tissues and maintain muscle mass. The digestive system benefits significantly from quiet. When the body is at rest, blood flow increases to the digestive organs, supporting nutrient absorption. The gut, often called the second brain, contains neurons that communicate with the brain via the vagus nerve. Inflammation, the immune system's response to injury, is reduced in quiet conditions. Chronic inflammation is associated with many modern diseases, including heart disease and diabetes. By reducing stress, quiet helps control inflammation. Wound healing is faster in quiet environments. Research on hospital patients shows that those in quieter rooms recover more quickly. The body can redirect resources from noise processing to tissue repair. Cardiovascular benefits from quiet include lower blood pressure and improved heart rate variability. These changes reduce the risk of heart disease. The heart functions better when not exposed to constant noise stress. Cellular health is supported by quiet. The processes of cellular repair and maintenance occur more efficiently when the body is at rest. The effects of quiet extend to the most fundamental level of biological organization. Mental clarity improves with quiet. The constant noise fragments attention, making clear thinking difficult. In quiet conditions, the brain can organize information more effectively, leading to better decision-making. Emotional healing occurs in quiet. The brain processes emotional experiences during rest, integrating them and reducing their negative charge. Without adequate quiet, emotional processing is incomplete. Silence through the ages. Throughout human history, silence has been recognized as a powerful healing force. Ancient traditions from Buddhism to Stoicism emphasize the importance of quiet for physical, mental, and spiritual health. Modern research is now confirming what these traditions have long known. The medical establishment is increasingly recognizing the value of silence. Some hospitals now prescribe time in quiet rooms as part of treatment. Meditation and silence-based practices are now recommended alongside conventional treatments. Meditation has been extensively studied for its health effects. Research shows that regular meditation reduces symptoms of anxiety and depression, lowers blood pressure, improves immune function, and increases gray matter density in brain regions associated with learning and memory. Forest bathing, spending time quietly in forests, originated in Japan. Research demonstrates that this practice reduces stress hormones, lowers blood pressure, improves mood, and boosts immune function. The quiet, natural environment appears essential for these effects. Spiritual traditions have long recognized silence as medicine. Quakers hold silent worship. Buddhist monks practice silent meditation. Indigenous peoples use quiet in healing ceremonies. These traditions understood that silence has powers that speech and noise do not. Silence can be considered medicine in the sense that it treats conditions that no other approach addresses. The stress and cognitive overload that silence addresses are endemic to modern life. No pill or procedure can substitute for what silence provides. The medicine of silence is available without prescription or purchase. It requires only the decision to create quiet space. This accessibility makes quiet a universal resource for healing. The concept of silence as medicine can be understood through the lens of evolutionary biology. The human nervous system evolved in relatively quiet environments. Modern silence represents a return to the conditions under which human physiology developed. The pharmaceutical industry has developed many effective medications, but none can replicate all the effects of silence. The broad benefits of silence, affecting multiple systems simultaneously, cannot be captured in a single pill. Silence operates at multiple levels. At the physiological level, it reduces stress hormones and activates the parasympathetic system. At the cognitive level, it allows for processing and consolidation. At the emotional level, it provides space for healing. This multi-level action makes silence comprehensive. The timing of silence affects its impact. Morning quiet sets a different tone than evening quiet. Quiet before important activities prepares the brain differently than quiet after them. Experimenting with timing helps identify what works best. The practice of silence need not be complicated. Even simple practices like sitting quietly for a few minutes each day provide benefit. The key is consistency, not complexity. Silence can be practiced anywhere. No special equipment is needed and no particular location is required. The body can find quiet in a busy office, a crowded home, or a noisy city. The external conditions matter less than the internal decision to seek quiet. The barriers to silence are largely mental. The belief that silence is boring, that it wastes time, or that it is unnecessary creates resistance. Recognizing these beliefs as limitations allows them to be released. The future of medicine may include more recognition of silence's value. As research continues to demonstrate its benefits, more practitioners may recommend it. The integration of silence into conventional medicine represents an opportunity for improving health outcomes. The science of stillness. Stillness, the state of being at rest without movement, has been studied extensively by scientists. This research reveals that stillness is not merely the absence of activity, but an active state with significant benefits. The physiological changes during stillness are profound. Heart rate decreases, blood pressure falls, and breathing slows. These changes reflect the activation of the parasympathetic nervous system, the rest and digest system. Heart rate variability increases during stillness. This variability is a marker of nervous system flexibility and health. Higher variability is associated with better stress response and greater resilience. Muscle tension decreases during stillness. The chronic muscle tension that characterizes constant alertness releases in stillness. This release reduces physical discomfort. The endocrine system responds to stillness. Stress hormones decrease while growth hormone increases. This hormonal shift supports cellular repair, immune function, and overall health. The immune system is strengthened by stillness. Studies show that rest supports immune function, including the activity of natural killer cells and the production of cytokines. Sleep is intimately connected to stillness. The brain enters different stages of stillness during sleep, each with specific physiological effects. Deep sleep is particularly important for physical restoration. The brain's electrical activity changes during stillness. Fast beta waves give way to slower alpha waves and eventually theta waves. Each stage has specific benefits for brain health. The glymphatic system operates primarily during stillness, particularly during deep sleep. This system removes toxic proteins and metabolic byproducts that accumulate during neural activity. The science of stillness is clear. Stillness is not optional, but essential for health. The modern tendency to fill every moment with activity ignores this fundamental need. Blood flow changes during stillness. During activity, blood is directed to the muscles and brain. During stillness, blood flow redistributes to support digestion, cellular repair, and other restorative processes. This redistribution is essential for the body's maintenance functions. The cellular effects of stillness include increased production of proteins that repair damage and decreased production of inflammatory molecules. This combination promotes healing at the cellular level. The cells themselves function differently in stillness than in activity. Oxygen consumption decreases during stillness. The body requires less energy when at rest, allowing resources to be directed toward repair and maintenance. This efficiency is one reason why adequate rest is essential for physical performance. The vagus nerve is particularly active during stillness. This nerve controls the parasympathetic nervous system and influences heart rate, digestion, and immune function. The activation of the vagus nerve during stillness is responsible for many of its benefits. Respiratory rate decreases during stillness, and the pattern of breathing becomes more regular. This regular pattern is associated with reduced stress and improved oxygen exchange. The breath influences the nervous system, creating a positive feedback loop. The immune system during stillness shifts toward repair and maintenance. The inflammatory response, appropriate for short-term threats but damaging when chronic, decreases during stillness. This shift is essential for preventing chronic inflammation. Genetic expression changes during stillness. Genes associated with stress response become less active, while genes associated with repair and maintenance become more active. These changes reflect the body's shift from defensive mode to recovery mode. The skin benefits from stillness. Blood flow to the skin increases during rest, delivering nutrients and supporting cellular turnover. This increased flow explains why adequate rest improves skin health. The kidneys function more efficiently during stillness. The reduced blood pressure during rest allows for more thorough filtration. This efficiency is important for detoxification. The joints benefit from stillness as well. The reduced pressure on joints during rest allows cartilage to regenerate. This regeneration is essential for maintaining joint health. The endocrine system resets during stillness. The hormone levels that become dysregulated during chronic stress return to normal patterns during rest. This reset is essential for maintaining hormonal balance. The psychological experience of stillness often includes a sense of peace, clarity, and connection. These experiences are not merely subjective but reflect real physiological and neurological changes. Embracing quiet learning to embrace quiet rather than fear, it represents an important shift. In a culture that celebrates busyness and noise, choosing silence requires conscious effort. Yet the rewards are substantial. The first step is recognizing its value. The research on silence and stillness is clear. quiet is not merely pleasant, but essential. Understanding this makes silence something to seek rather than avoid. Starting small makes embracing quiet easier. A few minutes of silence each day is a manageable beginning. This allows the experience to become familiar. Gradually, this time can expand as comfort grows. Creating spaces dedicated to silence helps. Having a physical space associated with silence makes entering that state easier. The environment cues the brain to shift modes. Meditation practice trains the brain to find stillness regardless of external conditions. This practice is essential for those in noisy environments. The skill develops with practice. Technology management supports embracing quiet. Turning off notifications and creating device-free time creates the conditions for quiet. Expecting discomfort initially is important. The noisy brain may generate its own noise when external input decreases. This noise is normal and decreases with practice. The benefits of embracing quiet are substantial. Improved focus, better sleep, reduced stress, enhanced creativity, and greater emotional balance are all associated with regular quiet time. Embracing quiet is not about escaping the world, but engaging with it more fully. The clarity that comes from rest allows for better decisions and greater presence. The practice of gratitude complements quiet. Noticing what is present rather than what is missing reduces mental noise. This noticing can occur in silence, deepening the experience. The combination of gratitude and silence is particularly powerful. Simplifying external life supports internal quiet. The clutter of possessions and obligations creates mental noise. Each simplification creates more space for quiet. The practice of solitude allows the brain to process without external input. Regular solitude, even brief periods, builds the capacity for quiet. This is different from loneliness. It is a choice to be alone without distraction. Sleep hygiene supports quiet. A dark, cool, quiet bedroom promotes the deep rest that the brain needs. This environment does not require perfection, but even improvements over current conditions support better rest. The practice of noticing, of observing without judgment, supports quiet. Noticing thoughts as they arise, noticing sensations in the body, noticing the breath. These practices train attention to rest rather than chase. Walking, particularly in quiet natural settings, combines physical movement with mental quiet. The rhythm of walking can be meditative. This combination is particularly effective for developing the habit of quiet. The practice of saying less, of speaking only when necessary, creates internal quiet. The words that remain unsaid do not create the mental noise that spoken words often do. The body benefits from quiet. The muscles release tension, the nervous system shifts to parasympathetic mode, and the brain performs its maintenance work. These benefits are available whenever quiet is practiced. The mind benefits from quiet. The mental chatter that often dominates awareness settles, allowing for clearer thinking. This clarity is not the result of effort, but of the absence of noise. Time is what quiet requires. No amount of productivity can substitute for actual quiet time. The decision to give time to quiet is the decision to value health, clarity, and peace. The embrace of quiet is a gift that one gives oneself. It requires no permission from others, no special circumstances. It requires only the decision to begin and then to continue. The quiet is waiting, ready to be embraced. Pink noise in the brain. The soundscape of nature contains a particular type of sound that the brain finds particularly soothing. Pink noise, a sound with equal energy per octave, occurs in natural phenomena like rain falling, wind through trees, and water flowing. Understanding why this sound is so effective reveals something about how the brain processes audio input. Unlike white noise, which has equal energy at all frequencies and can sound harsh, pink noise has more energy at lower frequencies. This creates a softer, more balanced sound that the brain experiences as pleasant. The brain does not have to work as hard to process pink noise as it does to process other types of sound. Research has shown that pink noise can improve sleep quality. Studies demonstrate that falling asleep to pink noise leads to more time in deep sleep, the most restorative stage. This improvement occurs because pink noise masks other sounds that might disrupt sleep without triggering the brain's threat detection systems. The brain's sensitivity to different frequencies explains why pink noise is effective. The auditory system is most sensitive to mid-range frequencies, where human speech occurs. Pink noise's reduced energy in these frequencies means it is less likely to capture attention or trigger responses. Pink noise can be created artificially or found in nature. The sound of rain on a roof, the rhythm of waves on a shore, and the whisper of wind through leaves all share the characteristics of pink noise. These natural sources have been soothing humans for thousands of years. The concept of pink noise is part of a broader understanding of how different sounds affect the brain. White noise, brown noise, and pink noise each have different effects. The preference for pink noise appears to be universal, suggesting that it aligns with something fundamental about how the brain processes sound. Creating a pink noise environment is one way to support restful sleep and deep relaxation. Many apps and devices now offer pink noise specifically for this purpose. The simplicity of this approach makes it accessible to anyone who wants to improve their rest. The physics of pink noise explains its effect on the brain. Every doubling of frequency represents 1 octave. White noise has equal energy per hertz, meaning equal energy at each individual frequency. Pink noise has equal energy per octave, meaning more energy at lower frequencies. This balance is closer to what the auditory system expects. The human ear does not hear all frequencies equally. It is most sensitive to frequencies between 1 and 5 kilohertz, roughly the range of human speech. At lower frequencies, the ear is less sensitive. At very high frequencies, sensitivity drops again. Pink noise accounts for this by having more energy where the ear is less sensitive. The brain's processing of pink noise requires less effort than other sounds. The constant, balanced nature of pink noise does not require the brain to constantly adjust or respond. This reduces cognitive load, allowing the brain to rest more fully. Pink noise occurs throughout nature. Rain falling on a forest floor produces pink noise. Waves lapping on a shore create pink noise. Wind moving through leaves generates pink noise. These sounds have been part of the human experience throughout history. The evolutionary perspective suggests why pink noise is soothing. These sounds signaled safety in the ancestral environment. The absence of predators, the presence of water, of a natural shelter, the comfort of a natural shelter, all these were associated with pink noise-like sounds. Modern applications of pink noise extend beyond sleep. Some people use pink noise for concentration during work. Others use it during meditation. The consistent nature of pink noise makes it useful for any activity that benefits from reduced auditory distraction. The technology for creating pink noise is widely available. Many smartphones have apps that generate pink noise. Dedicated devices can produce pink noise continuously. Even simple household items like rain sounds on a phone can provide pink noise. Research on pink noise continues to reveal new benefits. Some studies suggest it may improve memory consolidation during sleep. Others indicate it might help with jalou and stress. The breadth of potential benefits makes pink noise worth exploring. Creating a pink noise environment requires minimal effort. The benefits, however, can be significant. Better sleep, improved concentration, and reduced stress are all potential outcomes. This simple intervention represents an easy way to support brain health. The vagus nerve and rest. The vagus nerve is one of the most important nerves in the body, connecting the brain to many major organs. It plays a crucial role in the body's rest and digest response, the opposite of the stress response. Understanding how the vagus nerve works reveals why quiet practices are so effective. The vagus nerve runs from the brainstem through the neck and chest to the abdomen. It influences heart rate, digestion, and immune function. When the vagus nerve is activated, it promotes a state of calm and relaxation. Heart rate variability is a measure of vagus nerve activity. Higher variability indicates more vagal tone, which is associated with better stress response and emotional regulation. Practices that increase heart rate variability include meditation, deep breathing, and spending time in quiet. The vagus nerve can be stimulated through specific practices. Slow, deep breathing activates the vagus nerve more than shallow breathing. This is why breathing exercises are so effective for reducing anxiety and promoting sleep. Cold exposure is another vagus nerve stimulator. Cold water on the face or cold showers can activate the vagus nerve, promoting a sense of calm. This is why some people find cold water refreshing. Singing, humming, and gargling all stimulate the vagus nerve through the vocal cords. These activities can promote relaxation and have been used in traditional practices for this purpose. The gut-brain connection involves the vagus nerve extensively. The gut is often called the second brain because of the extensive neural communication through the vagus nerve. A healthy gut promotes healthy brain function, and vice versa. Chronically low vagal tone is associated with various health problems, including depression, anxiety, and digestive issues. Improving vagal tone through quiet practices can have widespread benefits for health. The vagus nerve provides a physiological explanation for why quiet practices work. When we engage in quiet, slow activities, we are not just feeling relaxed. We are actually changing the way our nervous system functions. Silence and sleep. The relationship between silence and sleep is profound. Sleep is the ultimate form of rest, and silence is the condition that allows it to occur optimally. Understanding this relationship helps explain why creating quiet sleeping environments is so important for rest. The brain continues processing sound during sleep, though differently than during waking. The auditory system remains partially active, ready to alert the brain to important sounds. This is an evolutionary inheritance that made sense when dangerous sounds could threaten survival. However, in modern environments, this sensitivity becomes problematic. Even sounds that are not consciously noticed can disrupt sleep architecture. The brain shifts from deep, restorative sleep to lighter stages in response to noise. This means that sleep in noisy environments is less restful, even when total sleep time appears normal. The ideal sleeping environment is quiet. This does not mean complete silence, which is rare, but rather minimal disruption. The goal is to reduce the frequency and intensity of sounds that trigger the brain's alert systems. White noise and pink noise can help by masking other sounds. These consistent sounds are less likely to trigger alerts than variable sounds. They provide a sonic buffer that reduces the impact of occasional loud noises. The bedroom should be optimized for quiet. Heavy curtains, carpeting, and proper insulation all help. Removing electronics that produce noise, even subtle constant noise like the hum of a fan, can improve sleep quality. The timing of noise matters. Sounds during the early part of the sleep cycle have less impact than sounds during the later part, when more deep sleep occurs. Protecting the second half of the night is particularly important. Individual differences in noise sensitivity affect sleep. Some people are more affected by noise than others. These differences likely reflect both genetic factors and past experiences with noise. The good news is that the brain can adapt to quieter conditions. Creating a consistently quiet sleeping environment, even for a few weeks, can improve the brain's ability to sleep in quieter conditions. Quality sleep is essential for health, and silence supports quality sleep. The investment in creating quiet sleeping environments pays dividends in improved health, better mood, and greater cognitive function. Digital noise and mental health. The modern world is filled with digital noise, constant notifications, endless scrolling, the ping of new messages. This digital noise affects mental health in ways that are only beginning to be understood. Understanding this impact helps people make better choices about their digital habits. The average person checks their phone dozens of times each day. Each check represents an interruption in whatever else is happening. This constant switching fragments attention and creates a sense of scatteredness that affects mental well-being. Social media platforms are designed to be addictive. Variable rewards, infinite scroll, and social validation triggers keep people engaged. This design creates a cycle of checking and checking again that is difficult to break. The platforms profit from attention, not from user well-being. The comparison trap is amplified by social media. Seeing curated versions of others' lives leads to unfavorable comparisons. These comparisons can trigger anxiety, depression, and feelings of inadequacy. The constant exposure to others' highlight reels takes a toll. Information overload affects the brain's ability to process and store information. The constant flow of content means that little is retained. The brain, evolved for scarcity, is overwhelmed by abundance. This overload creates stress. The blue light emitted by screens interferes with sleep. The light signals the brain to stay awake, disrupting the natural production of melatonin. This disruption affects sleep quality and quantity. Poor sleep, in turn, affects every aspect of mental health. Notification anxiety is a real phenomenon. The expectation of notifications creates a state of low-level anticipation. Even when the phone is silenced, the knowledge that messages might be waiting creates stress. This background anxiety affects well-being. Digital multitasking reduces productivity and increases stress. The brain is not designed to handle multiple streams of complex information simultaneously. Attempting to do so increases cognitive load and reduces the quality of output. Fear of missing out, abbreviated as FOMO, drives much of digital consumption. The worry that something important might be happening somewhere else keeps people checking. This anxiety is manufactured by the platforms and can be reduced by limiting exposure. The solution is not complete digital abstinence, which is impractical. Rather, it is intentional use. This means being selective about which notifications are allowed, when devices are checked, and how much time is spent on various platforms. Digital boundaries are essential for mental health. These might include designated times when devices are not checked, spaces where devices are not allowed, and specific purposes for which devices are used. Breaking free from digital noise requires conscious effort. The habits have been formed over years and will not change overnight. Small changes, accumulated over time, can lead to significant improvement in mental well-being. The digital world is here to stay, but how people engage with it is a choice. This choice, made repeatedly, shapes mental health. The power to change lies with each individual, the quiet mind. The busy mind, constantly generating thoughts, plans, and worries, is a source of stress. Learning to quiet the mind is one of the most valuable skills a person can develop. This skill affects every aspect of life, from relationships to work to health. The default mode network, the brain's resting state, is active when the mind is not focused on external tasks. This network generates the stream of thoughts that people experience as mental chatter. Learning to quiet this chatter is learning to rest the brain properly. Meditation is the primary practice for quieting the mind. The practice involves focusing attention on a single object, such as the breath, and returning attention to that object when the mind wanders. This returning again and again is the essence of meditation. The first challenge in meditation is the sheer volume of thoughts. It seems that the more one tries to quiet the mind, the more thoughts arise. This is normal. The thoughts are not the problem. The engagement with them is. The practice is not to stop thoughts. That is impossible. The practice is to notice thoughts without following them. They arise, they pass, and attention returns to the focus object. This noticing is the key. Many different meditation techniques exist. Focused attention meditation focuses on a single object. Open monitoring meditation observes whatever arises without attachment. Both types are effective. The best technique is the one that works for the individual. The benefits of meditation extend beyond the meditation session. People who meditate regularly report improved focus, better emotional regulation, and greater sense of well-being. These benefits come from the repeated practice of returning attention. The brain changes with meditation. Research shows that regular meditation increases gray matter density in regions associated with learning and memory. It also decreases activity in the default mode network, reducing the stream of self-referential thinking. Meditation is not the only way to quiet the mind. Any activity that fully engages attention can produce a similar quieting. This is why activities like running, gardening, or cooking can feel meditative. The key is the quality of attention. Nature provides a particularly effective setting for quieting the mind. Natural environments are less stimulating than urban ones. The brain can rest in nature in a way that it cannot in more stimulating settings. Simple practices throughout the day can quiet the mind, taking a few breaths before responding to a challenge, pausing before checking a device, noticing the sensations in the body. These practices interrupt the automatic patterns that create stress. The goal is not a permanently quiet mind. That would be neither possible nor desirable. The goal is the ability to access quiet when it is needed. This ability develops with practice. A quiet mind is more creative, more focused, and more present. It is better able to make wise decisions and to connect with others. The cultivation of this quality is one of the most valuable investments a person can make. Natural sounds in the brain. The sounds of nature have a particular effect on the brain that differs from the effects of urban or technological sounds. Understanding why natural sounds are so effective reveals something about the brain's evolution and its current needs. Natural sounds like rain, wind, and water share certain characteristics. They are typically non-repetitive yet predictable, varying in intensity but maintaining a consistent overall pattern. This combination is soothing because it does not require the brain to remain on high alert while also not being so monotonous as to be boring. The savanna hypothesis suggests that humans evolved in environments with particular sound characteristics. The African savanna, where much of human evolution occurred, had specific sound profiles. Natural sounds that match these profiles are particularly soothing. Research on the effects of natural sounds shows benefits for both mental and physical health. Studies demonstrate that natural sounds reduce cortisol levels, lower blood pressure, and improve mood. These effects are not merely psychological, they reflect real physiological changes. The attentional demands of natural sounds are different from other sounds. The brain does not need to remain constantly vigilant for important information in natural environments. This reduced demand allows the brain to rest while still receiving auditory input. Nature sounds can be used intentionally to support rest and relaxation. Many people find that falling asleep to natural sounds is easier than falling asleep to silence or to other types of sound. The consistent, soothing nature of these sounds supports sleep. The restoration that occurs in natural environments is well documented. The attention restoration theory, developed by Rachel and Stephen Kaplan, explains how natural environments allow directed attention to rest. This rest is essential for cognitive health. Even recordings of natural sounds can provide benefits. While not as effective as actual time in nature, recordings can still reduce stress and promote relaxation. The key is the characteristics of the sounds themselves. Different natural sounds have different effects. Some people find ocean waves most soothing. Others prefer rain on a roof or wind through trees. The preferences are individual, but the underlying mechanism is similar. Combining natural sounds with quiet creates an ideal auditory environment for rest. The natural sounds provide soothing input, while the quiet spaces allow the brain to rest. This combination is more effective than either alone. Creating access to natural sounds does not require living near nature. Recordings are widely available and affordable. Even opening a window to hear outdoor sounds can provide benefits. The key is intentional use. The brain evolved in natural environments and retains a preference for natural sounds. This preference is not nostalgia, but biology. Honoring this biology by including natural sounds in the auditory environment supports brain health. The modern world provides many sounds that the brain did not evolve to process. Natural sounds provide a counterbalance to these sounds. Including them in daily life is a simple way to support well-being. As our story slowly comes to an end, allow the final thoughts to fade. Gently into the quiet of the night, the rain and the calm ideas and the peaceful moments we've explored can settle softly in the background like distant echoes of a quiet evening. There's no need to think about anything now. Your body can continue to relax, breathing slow and steady. If you are still awake, simply remain here a little longer and enjoy the calm atmosphere. And if sleep has already started to find you, let it arrive naturally and without effort. Thank you for spending this quiet moment here on Cozy Sleep Time. If you enjoy these calm stories and gentle explorations, you can return anytime for another peaceful journey into rest. For now, let the night grow quieter and quieter and quieter, and allow yourself to drift deeper into sleep. Good night.